I used to have a perfect track record with our clients. So I always pour into the clients, this is how you monetize. And then I had one guy who had a phenomenal podcast and quite big audience, but he couldn't monetize it. He couldn't figure it out. And so I've learned from crushing it with a lot of people and our own podcast. I've learned a lot. And I've also learned from my mistake of working with this one person, which is still a friend and all that, but it just didn't land. It didn't work. He wasn't able to monetize. And so let's break down ways of monetizing. I've got an episode. I believe it's definitely in the first 30 episodes that publish. My team link up the right one. The title is something like this. There's more ways than one to monetize. It's something like that. It's like there's more than one way to monetize a show. And in that episode, I talk about the 7 ways. And later on, like after 200, 300 episodes now, I learned an 8th way, which I can share also. But that episode went into the 7 ways that you would monetize a podcast. And here's what I want to share is like, we get attached to the one way that most of us have heard, and we go that route. In some cases, it doesn't actually serve us. So Michelle's goal, and maybe your goal if you're listening, is how do I monetize my show? I've been doing it. I've gotten 12 episodes or any other number of episodes. I'm adding value to the right person. Perfect. And I have enough listener base that I think that I might be able to start monetizing. So how do I do it? I'm going to try. I still want you to go and check out that episode that's in the show notes so that you can listen to the full thing where it's only about that. I'm going to try to highlight some of these things. Number 1, the way that most people believe you can monetize a podcast is something called CPM. It basically means you have an advertiser dollar amount per 1,000 downloads that you have. So let's just say Michelle is crushing it and she is at the top 10% of all podcasts in the whole world, which means she has about 300 downloads per episode. Okay, so we go to these CPMs over here. If we go to this model that we've heard of, this other model, then we're going to be able to get paid $20 CPM. And we're so excited. Oh yeah, $20 CPM. That's the average. It can go from 5 CPM with basically $5 per 1,000. The M is for meal, which is like, what is that language?
The mill?
Yeah. What Latin. Is that? So meal is Latin for 1,000. And I think in Spanish, I was just in Mexico a few days ago. And that's what they say is meal. It's 1,000. Mm-hmm. And so they've definitely taken that. But most of us think meal means million or something, but it means 1,000. Anyway, cost per 1,000 downloads. And we're thinking, all right, there's 5 CPM up to 60 CPM. And this is how I'm going to monetize. And so we get hung up on this one way that everybody else tells us to do it. And half of those people poo-poo on it and say you can't make money you can't make money with a show because you probably you're probably not even in the top 10%. Not you, Michelle, but most of us are probably not in the top 10%, which means we probably even have less than 300.